What is going on, interwebs? This is I, Michael, aka When It Rains It Pours. I'm your host, Michael, aka I just did that already. God, I'm just so messed up today, guys. It's so messed up. I've had a really bad day, but today is the day, the Game Awards 2016. I am joined with a surprise, actually, an oldie but goodie, Fignuts, aka Derek. How's it going, dude?
Hey man, how's it going?
Not much. So it's here. We are we're here live streaming the pre-show of the Game Awards. It's going to be starting in about 30 minutes. But I just wanted to kind of give my impressions, take a look at the year's lists, game of the year, best studio game direction, best narrative, etc., etc., etc. And also, there's going to be news coming out of this event. And in the history of the Game Awards, its predecessor, the Video Game Awards on Spike, we actually had a few, some big bomb drops in the past. Like, one, for example, that I can remember was the announcement of Skyrim. That was a big one. Revengeance, Metal Gear Revengeance was a big drop. And plenty of other news that come out of these awards. Last year, I got to be there in person. We got the Telltale Batman series announcement. We got the Psychonauts Kickstarter big announcement. But I think this year is going to be a little bit more tight. It's going to be a lot more because Jeff Keighley has proved that he can do this award show. And so now the money, as it were, is kind of rolling in. It's going to be a little bit more fleshed out, as it were. We got really great talent that's showing up. Michael Phelps won a ton of gold medals this year in the Summer Olympics, as well as the big one I'm looking forward to, which was Hideo Kojima. He is receiving the Industry Icon Award because last year, if you remember, he could not attend the awards due to his legal restrictions because of the feud between him and Konami.
Yep.
So, with all that said, thank you so much, Derek, for showing up at the last minute. I know.
Yeah, I put everything down for this. So.
Yeah. What does the video game awards mean to you? As I've been blabbering on this entire time.
I don't know if I'm actually a good person to ask that question because lately I've been kind of bitter at the game industry. But
okay, but for what reasons? Like, give me an example.
False advertising, man. Come on. What was the big fiasco that we ended up having this year? No Man's Sky, like
No Man's Lie, but and
which, by the way, the new content patch really does something to that game. So it makes me wonder if they're actually,
is it too? It's ironic that you mentioned that because 3 years ago, No Man's Sky got announced at the VGAs.
Yep.
And so now we've come to full circle. We've come to this conclusion that like maybe the things that are announced tonight may not be all that in a bag of chips. But I feel like John Oliver said at his last show, 2016 has been a shit year for a lot of reasons.
Deaths and all kinds of stuff.
But maybe this nominee list, if we take a look at it, maybe this could kind of sort of remind us maybe there was some gems, there was some shining moments in the clusterfuck that was 2016. Because like I said, this is a celebration of the game like medium, the game industry. If you work in press, if you're a developer, if you're a personality, content creator, I feel like even right now, Twitch is giving us an opportunity to give our own commentary during the event, which I think is kind of like Jeff Keighley, Dorito Pope. I mean, I just read an interview that he understands that is like what he is known for, but he wants to be remembered for this, which is the Game Awards, kind of like a culmination of like just letting all the negativity and all the bad press and just kind of like blow by and us celebrating what we all come together for and really just loving what these people who work at these game companies, they shell out like half their lives producing the content that we take advantage of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And they get treated. There's a lot. I won't name names or anything. Like I won't name publishers or developers, but there are developers out there that are working their asses off and almost literally to the bone, and practically slave labor at this point.
Yeah.
Like they work ungodly hours and get paid crap.
And for that to like come around and have these critics and have these game enthusiasts and game journalists,
and just everybody just shit on them.
Yeah,
for
it's not an easy life for sure.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. But unfortunately, that's the business. Like you get into like even in the art world, people be like, what's this? This is crap, and then they'll be like, but I, worked day and night for like 6 months on this thing. And they're like, no, this is junk. And they're like, oh, fuck.
So just a real quick before we get into the nominees, these are the rules in voting. As per the agreement that Keighley and his committee has set. How are the nominees and winners selected? The nominees and winners for most categories of the Game Awards selected by 29 global media and influencer outlets. These publications submitted ballots in a nomination and winner round based on the collective and diverse feedback of their staffs. Fan voting determines winners in selected categories. So we have OsGamer, Edge, EGM, which I didn't even know still existed. I did not know.
Yeah, EGM as a website exists still.
But like EGM and OneUp.com, I thought they were part of the IGN. Yeah, OneUp.com. Electronic Game Monthly. Maybe it's an old logo. I'm pretty sure it's an old logo. But Entertainment Weekly, Eurogamer, Famitsu, Funhouse, which is a YouTube collaboration, Game Informer, GameSpot, Game Radar, Giant Bomb, Glixel, IGN, Jukes Video. I've never heard of them. Kind of Funny, which is kind of weird, but kind of funny at the same time. Kotaku UK, Level Up, Mashable, Mirai Station, Multiplayer.it, Polygon, Rooster Teeth, which is kind of weird because Funhouse is incorporated with Rooster Teeth, so it's like they get 2 votes.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of iffy on that one.
I'm gonna be really bad at pronouncing this, so forgive me. Spaletips. I don't know how to pronounce that.
I'm gonna have to. Oh, do you have this list?
Yeah, it's if you go to the website, you scroll through and it shows like the rules and stuff. Like on the very top, there's like an arrow key and it says like latest news, nominees, rules, and voting. So let me continue.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Los Angeles Times, Yol Jalk, USA Today, Waypoint, and Wired. Which, if you don't know, Waypoint is basically Vice Gaming. So I would say, I respect a good lot here. Definitely it's so weird that it says Kotaku UK rather than the United States branch of Kotaku.
I think the United States branch is, practically, dead at
well,
this point.
Yet. It hasn't been killed yet, but it is on the verge of.
But the U.S. branch has lost a lot of credibility.
Yeah.
So the UK side, however, kind of sits pretty.
Yeah. So let's begin with just going through the nominations, giving our quick rundown because, like I said, we only have 30 minutes to kind of review all of this show before it actually goes.
35 seconds and counting.
Yeah. So, Game of the Year. Right away, they just let us know what they want to show us, and we got Doom by ID Software / Bethesda. Now, a little bit of not controversy, but a little bit of a news that kind of rolled into more news this year, which was when Doom was going to get released, press and influencers and content creators weren't given early access to the game. And
right.
It raised a lot of eyebrows, especially with the old media publishing.
Yeah, it's actually Bethesda who's doing it, and I found that they ended up announcing a new. Well, they didn't really announce, but they ended up updating their news section and saying that they value reviews and things like that, but they're going to send out reviews as
a day before,
on launch or the day before.
So
because they kind of want to do it to. I think they want to do it to kind of prevent any leaks.
So so that was, I can see both sides. I've seen many content creators vocally express that this is anti-consumerism.
It kind of is, in my opinion.
But at the same time, I feel and I don't have any side because I'm not privileged enough to receive extra copies of games. I get games as a consumer, but I do critique and I do stream these games as if I were evaluating the product. So I've been in this boat for a very long time, so I don't really care. But on Bethesda's side, their standpoint, I would say that they have a right because a lot of their games are really story enriched. And I know for a fact from the grapevine and my friends who work hand in hand in the game industry that a lot of people who got early access to Fallout 4, even though they were under embargo and they couldn't release any sort of details of the story, there was a lot of free extra press kits that were released to more smaller gaming outlets, and they didn't mind leaking the embargo information to their friends or onto NeoGAF or forums or Reddit. because they feel like they were under pressure to kind of compete with these bigger sites. So Bethesda's just trying to protect their story and their product, whereas content creators who are like respected and understand the mandates of embargo feel like they're being punished. And especially bigger sites that are literally live and die by the click. Like, they need that initial traffic. Whereas content creators, like somebody who posts a video, if they don't need to post a video anymore the day of, they could post a video a week later and they will still maintain their content. In fact, I want to just point out real quick before we continue, because I feel like I'm just blabbering on, is that TotalBiscuit even said that he benefits from this. He benefits from the day before, because the big outlets, the IGNs, the GameSpots, whatever, they have to now compete and rush the day of for the initial like trafficking on their sites, whereas content creators on YouTube and Twitch streamers, they just play whenever. They don't benefit. They're like, I'm still gonna be where I'm at, and I don't have to fight for the spotlight. So
yeah, but I mean, for him, as him running a business as a content creator, yes, it does benefit him, but it's still very anti-consumer, yeah. Because because they want to know what is good and bad about the game and whether the game is broken or not before it's released. And at this point, they're only going to have like maybe 12 hours before launch to actually get it.
Maybe like even at that.
Before knowing anything about it. So to me, it's like, and because we currently live in a society where we need it now or we don't get it at all kind of thing. Because if we don't get it, then I mean, no harm, no foul. But if we do get it and you're a up-to-date gamer, let's say, you need it, and you need to like talk to friends about it.
Yeah,
so, it's a huge social thing. So it kind of screws the consumer in the end.
Yeah, it does. So I think we kind of went a little bit too much on this one topic, but
so you mentioned Doom.
Inside, Playdead, the guys who made Limbo. I have not got a chance to play it, but a lot of people I heard is like it's their game of the year. To be honest,
I'm kind of confused about what I saw.
Did you play it? Did you beat it?
No,
Did you watch
I watched a streamer play through the entire game, and I'm just like, so I get like some of the stuff it's trying to say, but like I don't know what the hell I saw.
Yeah. Okay, Overwatch. Obviously a lot of people last year said it was their game of the year, even though the game wasn't released. That is my game of the year, because I definitely fell off during season 1 because I felt like there was a lot of things that they could have fixed. But season 2 and now starting yesterday, season 3 just began. They've really fleshed some life into this game with arcade mode, with adding, Sombra and the free content. And there was a rocky period with the summer games where like you couldn't get the exclusive skins. You had to like literally shell out money. And they've kind of learned from that mistake, especially with the Halloween event. Even though it's doubled the price, it still gave people access to purchase if they devoted time to it. So
yeah.
And then we have Titanfall 2, which I
think that's a game that needs a lot of attention. I've seen bits and pieces, and then I ended up watching the single player playthrough of it, like the campaign. They really improved it from the first one. Like the first one, I thought it was like okay, and I really liked the idea that there was like the kind of like the creep, like from like you would see in like League of Legends and stuff like that and other MOBAs.
Yeah.
It kind of had that going on, and it made the entire multiplayer feel alive, and they ended up improving on all that.
That's cool.
So it's a game that needs more recognition.
Finally, Uncharted 4: Thief's End. I've yet to beat it. And I feel like
really?
because I feel like I've been swept up with all these different games that have been coming out, especially since I didn't buy it like day first. So there's, as a gamer, same with Titanfall 2. There's so many games that came out this year that it's so hard to pick and choose. So it's really hard to like really go through this list and pick. But I feel like from what I've seen and what I've played so far of Uncharted 4, it is really definitely the swan song of the series. And I don't know exactly how the ending goes, but from what a lot of people have hinted in the reviews that are non-spoilerish,
no spoilers.
There's a chance that the series can continue. But I'm not gonna. It doesn't say how, and so I'm kind of like, oh my god, how could this possibly continue? All right, so now
and Uncharted 4 is such a gorgeous game.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Best studio game direction, Blizzard for Overwatch specifically, but I feel like the unsung hero for Blizzard this year has been World of Warcraft Legion, because everybody was just, with the legacy servers issue, and like, Warlords of Draenor being such a disappointment for a lot of fans. Like, for Overwatch is still like an amazing game, but I feel like as a Blizzard game company, a game studio, I think Legion really woke up a lot of fans to come back and be like, this is the WoW that we loved and this is remembered. And like, they're bringing back Illidan, even though like that's kind of cop-ish out, but it kind of fits. It kind of makes sense. DICE for Battlefield 1. To say for Battlefield 1, I feel like it's a cop-out, because they still are putting out content for Star Wars Battlefield. And in fact, there was a trailer as of this video / stream of the new Rogue One story inspired map, which seems pretty cool. ID Software for Doom. Once again,
I ended up playing through the game, and like, for me personally, I play the game on PC, and they know how to. Yeah. They really know how to make a game.
Which is weird, because I figured, like, with Wolfenstein, with Machine Gun Games, I thought they would take the helm, and I thought ID was basically done with first-person shooters, but apparently they still know how to make a decent first-person shooter. Naughty Dog for Uncharted 4. Like I said, I feel like this is like the swan song of the Uncharted series, but I don't think the Uncharted series is going anywhere. It's kind of like Sony's staple, so there's no way they're going to give that up. And then Respawn for Titanfall 2.
They as developers, Respawn ended up listening to the fan feedback. Yeah. Really, really close. So I give them a lot of props for that one.
But, for EA to kind of put out both Battlefield and Titanfall in kind of like the same period.
Yeah, EA really sabotaged.
Okay.
Sabotaged Titanfall for that one. But this is about Respawn though. Yeah. And Respawn loves listening to its fans, and when they did, the game definitely improved.
All right. Best narrative, Firewatch. Now by Camp Santos, which, if you don't know, Camp Santos is basically there was the split off team that did the first Walking Dead series. So from Tall Tales. So they know how to do great narrative. They know how to do great storytelling. For me personally, it wasn't like I love Gone Home. I love what Fulbright is doing, but Firewatch was a real. It built itself up really big, and then you can totally tell, because they're indie dev company, that they ran out of money or they ran out of time with their voice actor, and it kind of like they blew their load, and so
it kind of feels rushed towards the end.
Yeah, it feels very rushed towards the end. Inside, once again, I have no real insight to that. I can't play every game. I'm not paid to play every game this year, sadly. Yeah. Mafia 3,
never played it.
I wanted to play it because of, like, I think it's a good time in America to release this sort of game, and I think 2K and understood that. And a lot of people say the story is great, but even though the game tackles racism, there is like racism in it that is blatantly racism, not for the sake of commentary, but for the sake of like, oh god, like
this is the world it currently is.
Yeah, this is the world it currently is. Oxenfree, is one of those games that I wish I really want to play it. I heard great things about it. Especially if you're the type of person who loves like the multi-endings, like multiple ending type games. That's one. and then Uncharted 4, Thief's End. Like I said, I'm probably going to dedicate the entire month of December PlayStation Celebration, where I just play nothing but PlayStation games. Like, I'm currently playing Final Fantasy 15 right now. Afterwards, I'm probably going to do Uncharted, Thief's End, and then if I can, depending on how much time I have left towards the end of the month, I'll figure out some other PlayStation game to play. Best art direction. Abzu, which is the 505 Giant Squid Studio. I saw a streamer play it, and I thought it was really, in the same breath as, like, Flower and Journey, even though it wasn't the same studio. So I give props to that. It was really, like, out there. Same thing. Firewatch, Camp Santo. I love the aesthetic of the game. Everything felt very sort of its time, but the game just really sucked.
But this is for art direction,
yeah.
And I don't know. Like, to me, when I actually started seeing the characters and stuff like that, it felt a little too TF2-ish.
Yeah.
It had that art style to it, and to give Firewatch the award for art direction when TF2 didn't, it just seems kind of.
Inside, yet again, it's Play Dead. Yeah. They definitely do with their lighting and their silhouettes.
Oh god, they know atmosphere.
Now this one is good because I don't want to talk too much because we're running out of time before the Game Awards shorts, so we're gonna like rapid fire it real quick. Overwatch. I think the game itself looks pretty, but the animations that they do for like character announcements and story stuff, like Bastion, up there with quality like Pixar, Disney Studio type stuff. Like all the videos are very pristine. They're very like they feel.
Yeah, but we're talking about inside. Are you talking about inside the game, or are you talking about the trailers that we see?
The trailers, and I feel like that's part of like a game direction. Okay,
I don't think that would.
I think that for an art direction, it's not trailer, but for the art direction, the feel, the motif of the Overwatch universe, I think those really work.
Well, my only concern is if we actually applied those trailers to like the game, we would have to apply the trailers to Legion to the game.
Yeah,
and that definitely doesn't do the trailers.
But this is the same company. Blizzard's.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah. And they fucking know how to make a cinematic.
Yeah.
God, they do.
And then Uncharted 4, Thieves End. Once again, I wish I gotta play that game. God damn it, I hate my life. Best music and sound design. Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1's sound is amazing.
Doom.
Fucking amazing.
I heard the Doom soundtrack alone is worth playing the game.
Yeah, Doom soundtrack is also really, really good.
Inside, once again, it's got to be on my bucket list. Res Infinite. I was going to get it, but I never did. Thumper.
Thumper is a game I also think needs a lot more exposure.
Yeah. But it's a VR game.
And I love the. Huh?
Isn't it a VR game?
It can be run in VR, but it just uses a controller anyway, so it doesn't matter if you need to. But it's a rhythm game that I love the music in it, but once you start seeing like more and more of the game, the music gets really, really repetitive. So it's like almost the same song. It's like why have a rhythm game and have the same song in it? And you can't use your own in the game itself.
Like,
but that
like
has
all the other rhythm games that came before it.
Yeah, but well, except for DDR. Yeah. But for sound design, yeah, I think the game is great, but it gets a little repetitive towards the end of the game.
Okay, we're almost done. Best performance. This is for voice acting, over motion, performance capture. Alex Hernandez as Lincoln Clay from Mafia 3. I like the trailer. I think it's a good character, but I can't really say. Cassidy Jones is Delilah. Now, Delilah is from Firewatch, and all you heard was her voice, and I thought her voice was really on point. It really felt like there was a connection there. Emily Rose as Elena from Uncharted 4. This one I think I would have to give to, just because this is his last role as Nathan Drake. This is the last one. Nolan North. I think he should get it. I'm being completely just saying it right now. Rich Simmons or Rich Sumner. He's like an actor. He was on like Mad Men, and he's done a bunch of other comedy troupe stuff. If he gets it, I feel like it would be cheating the system because he's an actor who knows how to act real well.
It'd be like Kevin Spacey winning it for best performance in a game, and he was in Call of Duty.
Yeah, exactly. Troy Baker, fuck God, let it be, man. Just let it be, okay?
It's Troy Baker.
Yeah. Game for Impact Awards. And these are games that are basically like, I get the thought-provoking games that profound pro-society meanings or message, progressive intent. I'm gonna skip that one because it's like almost...
I'm looking at the games and I'm like, I haven't touched any of these.
Best independent game.
I've heard a little bit about That Dragon Cancer. Like,
yes,
one thing that like I don't know how to feel about it, but apparently from what now this is just rumor. I don't know if this is fact. But from what I've heard, the creator of the game ended up recording the baby or their child. For the child's noises in the game.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to feel about that. Like, on one hand, I'm like, okay, that's cool because you're actually because it gives it that authenticity to the character, but you know, some things you just kind of have to let it be. Yeah. But I don't know. It's their game. I can't say much more about that.
Okay. Best independent game: Firewatch, Hyper Light Drifter, Inside.
Oh God, Hyper Light Drifters.
Stardew Valley.
I want that game so bad.
And The Witness. Now,
Stardew. I'm just giving it. I'm just saying right now, Stardew is gonna win.
I think Inside's gonna win, but I want Stardew to win. I want Stardew Valley.
Stardew.
It's a completely independent fan made game that it definitely deserves.
It's like the game apparently is right now very, very, very addicting, and the fact that it's going to be on Switch and now you can take it on the go, I can see a lot of car wrecks happening.
Best
People are
going to be playing
handheld,
that shit. Clash Royale, Fire Emblem Fates, Monster Hunter Generations, Pokemon Go, and Severed. It's going to go fucking go. It's going to be go. Best VR game, Batman VR, Eve Valkyrie, Job Simulator, Res Infinite, and Thumper. It's got to be Job Simulator, in my opinion.
I don't know. I would think it would be maybe Eve Valkyrie.
Eve Valkyrie.
Yeah, but I heard Batman Arkham VR was kind of at best.
All right. Best action game. Like I said, the Video Game Awards is going to start in like 4 minutes, so we got to like rapid fire this. Yep. And then I'm going to take down the stream and then bring it back just because I don't want people on YouTube. I don't want my content to be taken down during the streaming. Battlefield 1, Doom, Gears of War 4, Overwatch, Titanfall 2. Best action adventure game: Dishonored 2, Hitman, Hyper Light Drifter, Ratchet and Clank, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End.
It's a little early for Dishonored 2 to be in there, isn't it?
A little bit, but best role playing game: Dark Souls 3, Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt: Blood and Wine, which I feel like does not count. They won last year though. World of Warcraft Legion.
but it's specifically Blood and Wine.
Yeah, but it doesn't count. I think it doesn't. It shouldn't count. And then Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Right.
And then
fighting games.
Best fighting games: Killer Instinct Season 3, King of Fighters 14, Pokken Tournament, Street Fighter 5. I'd say Pokken.
That's kind of a tough one.
Best family game: Dragon Quest Builders, Lego Star Wars, Force Awakens, Pokemon Go, Ratchet and Clank, Skylanders, Imagineers.
I don't think Pokemon Go should be a family game, but that's just me.
Best strategy game: Civilization 6. Fire Emblem Fates, Banner Saga 2, Total War Warhammer, and XCOM 2.
XCOM 2.
XCOM 2.
XCOM 2.
Even though I think Civilization's gonna get it.
In Total War Warhammer is actually apparently really good too.
Yeah. Best sports and racing: FIFA 17, Horizon 3, MLB The Show 16, NBA 2K17, Pro Evolution Soccer 2017. I think it's gonna go to FIFA just because FIFA always fucking wins.
I think they're probably gonna mix it up and do Forza.
Yeah. Best multiplayer game: Battlefield 1, Gears of War 4, Overcooked, Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, Titanfall 2. Overcooked is fucking amazing, and if it doesn't even get a slight nod like I'm gonna be fucking pissed. It is literally
Overcooked?
the best even better than Overwatch, I believe. Yes.
Okay, now I need to see what the hell this is about.
It's the best, dude. It's literally the best. It's like a sleeper hit. All right. Last choices, real quick. The fan choices, which is really important. Best esports players. Faker, which is the League of Legends player. Cold Zero, who's one of the best Counter-Strike players. Buru Hanuru, which is the best one of the StarCraft players. Infiltration, literally one of the best Street Fighter V players. And then my homie Hungrybox won Evo this year.
Fucking Hungrybox!
So I hope Hungrybox wins.
Yeah.
Best esports team, SK Telecom T1. I don't know any of these teams. The only people I know is Cloud9 and SK Gaming.
Yeah.
And then best esports game, obviously it's going to go to Dota 2, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, League of Legends, Dota 2, Overwatch, Street Fighter 5. It's going to go to Dota.
I don't know. Street Fighter 5 actually ended up getting a lot of attention.
Yeah,
and it actually had a lot of clutch moments.
Yeah. Okay, now Trending Gamer. The game show is about to start here in a sec, so probably gonna have to cut it short. But this is the one I want to like just kind of give my final like. If I had to vote right now, Angry Joe Show, Boogie, Danny O'Dwyer, Jack Septiceye, and Lyric. I gotta give it to Danny. Danny has been busting his ass, leaving the game media, starting his own platform. And as much as I love Angry Joe and Boogie, I think Danny is the true underdog out of all of them, and I always root for the underdog. So, we will
Personally, I think I would like Boogie. I like
Boogie. All right.
Yeah.
So we will be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. We are just gonna take down the stream for just a sec, and then we're gonna start with the game award. So if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we will be back with our post-show discussion right after the game shows award. Take care.